Good morning. It's Friday. I can't remember the date. I've just picked some figs, which is a bit exciting, uh, from the fig tree. That's the first figs probably that we've had off that. It's several years old and just never really got going, and it's done well this year. I mean, the weather's been good for it. I'm gonna try and move you a bit. Um, it's we've had lots of rain, obviously, and all the figs just stayed on there and grew. We've not had extreme weather that's caused the figs to come off. I've noticed in the middle of the tree there's a fig that somebody started eating, so I think I got these off just in time, and I will be able to have maybe 3 for my dessert today. I won't have more than that because um, they make you poo. Kathy, eyes open. One of her comments about Trump went into Held for Review, and I found it and have published it today. And she reminded us, about how he ended up with his controlling the borders, ended up separating parents from their children and babies. And I'd forgotten that. How can you forget? How do we forget something so awful? You know, children in cages, children being sent off adoption, no records being kept of what child belongs to what parent. How can we forget that? I forgot it, and thank you for reminding me. But that's the type of man he is. That's why I will compare him to Hitler, because that's the sort of thing Hitler did. And it's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. So thank you, Kathy. I have published it had gone into Held for Review. I've published your comment, um, and I think it's really important to remember what a tyrant this man is. Um, how people don't see it, even when he's not in power, I don't know. But let's not forget that he's a tyrant, and given a second term, being given a second chance at president, you put yourselves at risk of him becoming a dictator like Putin. Um, the other thing that I heard, I haven't seen it, is that Vance, whose first name I can't remember, but I'm trying not to really take him in, um, has um, been what's the word? He's using Kamala Harris's childlessness as a stick to poke her with. Isn't that disgusting? It's disgusting, isn't it? That is something to poke fun at that somebody, possibly, I don't know, I haven't read or looked, possibly is unable to have children, and being poked with that stick. Again, is that the sort of man that you want to be in power? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I won't stop talking about it. I won't stop showing an interest. I don't live in America, but as we said years ago when Trump was in power, the whole world felt insecure, especially in those last 2 months before the handover of power to Biden. It felt precarious, and I was here, but it felt precarious. And I know from my friend in Chicago, she was very scared. You know, Trump is not a safe person to have the nuclear codes. Really not safe. And I don't know what people are watching, but just to know that Fox is not a news channel, it's a propaganda channel. Max is not a news channel, it's a propaganda channel. And yes, people say, but you don't see this on MSN mainstream news, MSN. But you need to see all of it. You need to have a look at mainstream media. You need to look at YouTube. You need to spread it a bit, what you're looking at, and not just focus down a narrow corridor of propaganda and people saying what you want them to say. You need to have a look around and make sure that you really do know. Why can't you see it? Why can't you see what a piece of shit Trump is? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. There's the woman that there's a somewhere, if you look on YouTube, there's a documentary, can't remember who made it, of Trump and his golf course in Scotland. The things he did, the things his company did, the things his employees did to the people around there is absolutely atrocious. He just bullied them, cut off their water, just made their lives so hard. That's not okay. He is not a nice man. He is not a nice man. And I can't help talking about him because I can't believe that we're headed towards the potential for this. I feel, and I know a lot of pundits feel, that actually the threat from him has been has stepped down a bit with the nomination of Kamala Harris, that she is going to be a really good opponent, and I just hope that people come out and vote for her. I know she's a woman, I know she's of mixed race. Why that should be an issue, I don't know, but for somehow in America it is. But for fuck's sake, let's have somebody intelligent in the role. Bring back Obama. I really miss Obama. Anyway, that's the politics bit over for now. Don't rest. Don't hold your. But you can. Don't hold your breath, because I'll be back with that and with more. It's beautifully cool here this morning, sitting next to the house. The sun's not come round yet. It's going to be a hot day. There's quite a lot of cloud up there. I've been filming really pretty clouds, and the moon. I mean, the clouds have covered it now, but the moon's still up there, which I love that when the moon's up there in daytime. I have shut Mrs. Brahma in the run that I've been keeping the young hens in, and the young hens are out and they're actually free ranging. They're all down the bottom. I sat down the bottom with them for a while, and they came out and they're just sticking around down the bottom there. I don't think they'll go far. I made a vlog yesterday which I'm not going to publish, partly because some of it you couldn't hear me. I have ordered the microphones. I've ordered microphones because I like to sit further away from the phone, and if I move the phone any further from me now, you probably wouldn't hear me. I am raising my voice somewhat to get to the phone. So I've ordered the microphones. So I sat down there yesterday. It wasn't terribly exciting. I opened up to let them out. They came out into the bigger run, but they didn't actually come out through the door. So I'm not going to publish that. It's a bit pointless, really, because you can't hear some of it. So yeah, Mr. Cockerel seems to be doing well. He's still not crowing. I've watched him just now. He's still shaking his head a bit, but he's well. I think the worms will take some time to dislodge. What day is it today? It's Friday, and he had the worm medicine on Monday evening, so he's had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He's really only had 3.5 days. He had his last antibiotic injection last night before bed. I think I probably gave a bit too much one of the days, so I just finished it off yesterday. So I think it was meant to be spread over 5 days, and he's had it over 4. So yeah, so I think he's doing okay. Jazz is doing okay. She's sitting down on the ground there in front of me. What else is going on? It's beautiful. I'm going to show you more of how beautiful it is today. So that's what I've been filming. I don't know whether you can see the moon. The moon's just above the highest point of that tree. So it's I can't show you really. Where am I going to put my finger to show you? It's about there. I don't know whether you can see it. I might zoom you. Well, I can see it. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. I'm waiting for shopping, and Joe's coming on. Joe's coming on Sunday, and I'm going to do that chicken dish again that I did. That was so yummy. So I'm going to do that on Sunday, and she's going to tweak the Fire Stick. I did all that I needed to. I've installed it. We've been watching stuff on it, and but I, but I haven't, and I jailbroke it, I think, but it's there's still bits on it that we haven't got. We wanted to be able to watch HBO and we can't, and Sky Atlantic we can't get on there at the moment, but hopefully she'll sort that out when she comes Sunday. We've been watching Reacher, not the one with Tom Cruise in it, but some other taller guy, and I'm just struck by, and it must be my age, that they have to put in these roles big, muscly, perfect body men, and it does nothing for me at all. And I'm sure it must be my age. So sort of sitting watching it tongue in cheek. I'm sure I've seen this one before. It's the one that's based on The Killing something by Lee Child, The Killing Floor or something. So I know I've read the book, and I'm sure I've watched it before, because as soon as it started and he gets off the bus and starts walking down towards the small town, I said to my, oh, this looks familiar. So I'm sure I've seen a version of it before. So we're sitting watching that together. I don't like those sort of movies. I don't like the Jason Statham movies. I don't really like I watched the Firstborn movie, but Mark likes those, and I don't really like. I don't like watching violence. I don't like watching sex. I don't like watching violence towards women. Um, and I was more, I think I was more able to overlook that 5 years ago or more, but I can't now. So I just don't watch or move away. Make Mark wear headphones, and I just I don't understand why it's portrayed still, but it must feed a certain level of need for some people, but it doesn't do it for me. Don't really like it. I've stopped watching. I had been watching a YouTube of the Little Shop of Crime, that's very well presented. English guy. I think he is sort of Liverpudlian. I can't remember now. Um, and I haven't unsubscribed, but I'm not watching that now. I stopped watching. I've always been interested in crime, always been interested in true crime. Read books when I was doing my psychotherapy training and my nurse training on forensic psychology and all of that. Really interested in it. And then I watched a documentary about 9 months ago about, and I can't remember the name, about the woman, the young woman who was taken by a police officer around the London area and then driven back to Kent and killed in Kent. And I watched the documentary and it was just too much. And I just thought, this is just awful. And I don't want to see anything like this again or watch anything like this again. It's not good for my health. Um, and it's something about, there's a sort of a sense of voyeurism that I'm not prepared to be playing a part in. So I've stopped watching stuff like that. So anything that gets too violent or anything that is violent towards women, I move away from. Which, yeah, I think that's probably in the last 6 months, last year maybe. It's just Can't do that any longer. Okay, so that's it for today. A bit of a mix, comme d'habitude. And I'll see you all when I next have something to rant about. Thanks for watching.